Welcome to the installation guide for the SL Connect on the Hunter ACC2 controller. To start, you'll need some tools like a drill, an 1/8" flathead screwdriver, wire strippers, and then a bigger flathead / Phillips screwdriver. You also need the air card. Out of the box, it will be in the system off position. It'll also have this battery tab that needs to be removed before you power it on and want to use it. You'll get an air card. This is the M1XX version. The M1 and A old style air card will work and function the exact same as well. And you also get a wiring harness that will look like this. This one has an orange wire. It has a splitter. It has installation instructions and a sticker that shows it must remain in system off. We'll go over that at the end. You may also receive the old wiring harness that has 2 white wires with a number 1 and number 4 label on them. In this case, for the orange wire, that's replacing the number 1 wire for common. So the most important part of this process is to power the controller down. If you wire in the SL Connect while it's powered on, there's a chance you can damage the Connect. So either flip the switch off. There's also a transformer switch in here that you can flip to the off position. And to start, we need to remove this compartment. I find it easiest to take off the panel. So just take out this cable and pull down on this latch and it pops right off. And there's 3 screws we need to remove. Actually, they don't remove, they just loosen until they stop loosening. That's this one right here. Right here. And right here. Once those are loose, this compartment should just slide right out. Set that to the side, and we need to access this component right in here. This is the roam wire, so it's kind of hard to see with all these extra wires in here. Just pop that out, and then we need to open up the bag. We'll first take out the harness, and I'm going to unclip the blue and white wires. Just lift up and pull. And then we need to get the splitter out of the bag. That's that blue PCB. This basically just splits this connector into 2, so you can use, or at least have the roam wire and the SL Connect wire connected at the same time. So these prongs will face up and then just slide right in there, and it clips in. And we'll do the same thing with the roam wire. Just clip that in with the prongs up. And then it's gonna go into the controller in this orientation. You can see right there, that's where it's going to connect into. Just snap it on, and it'll look like that. And then this wire, just run underneath this cable and down the side. That way this compartment just slides right back on it. It doesn't pinch this wire. It's just snaked right down next to this ground lug. And then we can tighten these screws back in there. All right. Then we can get the wiring harness. I'd recommend popping these little tabs, these wire ends off. They're pre-stripped from the factory. You just got to take off the ends. That way the copper stays nice and clean. And we can reconnect these back together. It's also easiest if you strip off a little bit extra from the ground wire. So I'm just going to strip off maybe another 1/2 inch or so. And also loosen the 24-volt AC and COM terminals. The 24-volt AC will be the white wire. The common will be the orange wire. And then finally we got the ground wire. It's easiest if you just snake it underneath, and it has to be under this ground lug. That's where the bigger flathead screwdriver comes in handy. Just loosen it a little bit. And then I like to look underneath and just line it up and then clamp it right down on top. It's a little tricky because as you spin it, as you spin the lug, the wire wants to spin as well. Just needs to be hand tight, and then give it a little tug to make sure it's in there. And now we're ready for the SL Connect. Again, we need to remove these wire tabs that are pre-stripped from the factory. The remote wires have little ferrules on them to make it go on the Connect easier. And we'll get the SL Connect out of the box and grab the 1/8 inch flathead screwdriver. And I like to hold this in my hand while I'm installing it. It makes it a little bit easier. And I'm going to start left to right. So left is the common, and that's going to go into the number 1 terminal. It helps if you loosen these ahead of time. So just tighten it down hand tight. And then number 2 is the blue wire. It has this little ferrule on it. Get these out of the way. There we go. And then the 3rd remote wire. The 4th 24-volt AC wire. Number 5 and 6 are for a wired rain sensor. So I've got the wires here. I'm going to leave the jumper wire in there, but that's where they would go if you have one. And then last, the ground wire into number 8. So there we go. It also has Velcro on the back. You can take this piece off, take the sticky part, and affix it in here. That way it lays there nicely in the controller. And then we're ready for the air card. This RJ11 connector will connect into the air card's RJ11 spot. I'm just going to lay these in here temporarily just for this demonstration. And now we're ready to put the panel back on. And at this point, the power can get turned back on. You'll notice the SL Connect has a red light because it's in the system off position, and the air card is flashing rapidly green because it's trying to connect. So we'll flip that on. Has a green light. If it's flashing red and green, that means there's nothing connected into the sensor terminals, or it's being tripped at the moment. And we'll go back to the panel. And that's where this sticker comes in handy. The one that says the controller must remain in system off. The idea behind that is because the SL Connect has its own programming sent to it by SmartLink. So if the controller is in auto or on and the Connect is on, they can double water or overlap. So we recommend to turn this into system off and then affix this sticker somewhere on the controller or around it to where the contractor or customer will see and know that it must be in system off for a reason. You'll get this QR code with the installation instructions. It also has the tech support contact information. That's 888-484-3776 or support@weathermatic.com. Give them a call or reach out to them if you have any questions. They'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching.